Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here today. We're going to look at a personal Concord Bible put out by Cambridge. This is the classic Cambridge clamshelling. Now, this is a previous generation of their boxing. You can see I really like the one-piece box they've got, but now they've got that deep, dark blue box that I like better than this box. So a personal Concord, just what is a personal Concord? First of all, this is one in the imitation leather, and Cambridge has joined the march of great imitation leathers. These proprietary imitation leathers, these are not the imitation leathers of 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. These things are nearly the quality of genuine leather. They have like a petroleum base is my understanding, a lot of them, so I guess don't set them on fire or something. But, you know, just very well done. Comes with the one ribbon marker. This is a gray and still comes with the gold edging. A lot of times in gray they'll have silver edging. And I really like this. It had a blue ribbon marker. And then the blue and white bands at the top. So, just a great size. I normally compare these to my Cambridge large print text only, and you can see that it is just a smaller Bible. It's kind of thicker. It's about the same thickness as my other one. Move it up there. But you can really get these right. You can buy these very inexpensive places, especially in the imitation leathers. So let's take a look inside and see what this has. First of all, it's going to have a nice touch. Not only the epistle dedicatory, but the translators to the readers. We really like that. Miles Smith primarily, maybe some with Bancroft writing these 28 pages, some Bibles it's 32 pages. If you've never read it, first of all, be sure you've got Wikipedia handy when you read it for some of the ancient references. They were just trained classicists, you know, and it's just very good. I really like it. And so it lets you know what they were doing, what they were thinking. You'll hear a lot of things, and they even compare. They said, you know, their goal was to have a translation not to be justly accepted against, which means they were trying for a perfect Bible. And a lot of people miss that. It also says their very meanest, or the average translation, is you know, better than the Catholic. And it talks about the Catholic Bible. Because a lot of people, it's really in vogue now to say the King James translators were looking at the Douay-Rheims. Well, if you read the translators to the readers, it appears to not be, even though the Douay-Rheims came out in 1610. Now, all it is it's the classic Cambridge Concord just shrunk down. So it's nice, deep, dark print. And the tremendous referencing system that the Concord has. Now, people say, well, what's the difference between this and the Cameo? Well, the Cameo, I think, is just a little thinner, and the print's probably not quite as readable as well. But this is kind of similar to a Cameo. And it's going to have their bold referencing system, so the references aren't going to be in the text. It's just going to be in the center column. So that way you can, if you just want to use this as a reading Bible, you can do that. It does have the headings at the very top, which I like. It doesn't have in-text headings, and it doesn't have the chapter outlines either, like some of them. It is a self-pronouncing text. And it's considered to be a very accurate text. Now, we'll show you the red lettering here. The red lettering is just a little light for my taste. It's Cambridge back in the 80s and 90s used almost an orange red lettering. They've tried to get it more to like a burnt orange, which is much more readable. This is kind of like a cross between the two. It's not as light as the one in the 80s and the 90s, but it's not as dark and readable as the one today. So when you're talking about kind of small print anyhow, maybe an 8-point print, and then you got something else it's like, oh, that's just tough. Now, this is just quality Bible paper. And I can't stress how the black on white lettering in the pages, how fantastic it is. And they hit a major home run with the lack of ghosting in there. Just almost no ghosting at all. Nice blue ribbon marker here. And then when you get to the back, you can see just a huge amount of stuff at the back. A short glossary of biblical usage. I'm glad they put that in there. They're putting that in the Cambridge text Bibles now, leaving it out in some, but it's basically archaic words defined, and then a very voluminous concordance, and when I talk about, I'm talking about big time, and then a concise Bible dictionary. So for something this size, so handy size, I can grip it, it's so to have a complete concordance and to have a Bible dictionary in there and the glossary is fantastic. And then Cambridge is going to have the Gazetter and the fantastic little maps. And I think it's going to have 16 pages, which is about the most complete map section you're going to get. And they're very well done, very modern, very useful maps. And then some blank pages at the back, not only for writing, but also for the stability of the spine. And just like they have some in the front. The presentation page, it doesn't say presented to, it just has lines and decoration. And so you can tell they kind of cut corners a little bit. I did want to read some things off the box to you. It has pronunciation marks, so it is self-pronouncing, concordance, dictionary. The paper is thin, strong, and opaque. And I would say that is a fact. That is just great paper. And the cover is smooth, flexible, fall leather. It is a sewn binding, which also is fantastic as well. Now, it says it enables the Bible to open flat. We're going to see that it doesn't open flat in Genesis. So even though it's a sewn binding, it means it's going to last a while. And you want to go through the process of breaking in your Bible every few pages, just like that. That's going to make your Bible last. Because what happens in most Bibles, pages, the spine breaks and pages begin to fall out, or signatures begin to fall out. And so when you do like this, it's going to help. But again, I'm in Deuteronomy, and it's still not lying flat. That would be the difference between this and like a calf skin. The calf skin just, this doesn't do that. But for the price, a legit Cambridge Bible, something you can carry. You can pick these up maybe $20, $30 somewhere. I've had this one. I bought it used. You can tell the ribbon marker's seen its better days, but still just in almost minty condition. Perfect cover, perfect gold edging. It's not the art gilt edging, but great little Bible. So the Personal Concord, King James by Cambridge. Again, what can I say? Y'all know I love a Cambridge King James. That's what I use. That's what I go with. That's my Bible. And so I'd highly recommend this one. God bless you. Keep studying the Word.